Hello, welcome to another video by LXX Engines, Tuning, and Marine. In this video, I'm reassembling a 5-pointer Mercruiser with multi-port fuel injection. And this engine has been submerged, and there was a lot of oil in the boat, so this entire engine got full of oil and water and rust. So I'm degreasing every single part. I'm degreasing the intake manifold and the cover there. This piece here is separate from the bottom. There's a bolt there, and the whole thing is cleaned inside out. So on multi-port fuel injection, you have 8 fuel injectors. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 4 more on this side. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's 8 separate fuel injectors, 1 for each cylinder. So you have your fuel rail. This is your fuel pressure regulator. Your incoming fuel comes in here. This is the return line that's been pinched off. So this is the returnless fuel system, and a lot of modern cars are that way. It's actually not returnless. The return is down at the fuel pump. Like I said, that's your regulator. It's vacuum referenced to the intake manifold. There's a vacuum line right down there that comes up. This is a vacuum line going down to the fuel system that regulates the fuel pressure, I guess. And then this is your PCV line. This is your PCV valve. Coming over here and attaches to the top of the intake manifold there. I cleaned this hose. Let me explain what this thing. This is your idle air control motor. It's what allows the instead of cracking the throttle for idle, like on a lot of modern cars have electronic throttle. They have a motor that moves the throttle. This one's cable driven. But since it's cable driven, since you don't want to make it idle with your foot, the computer has control of this motor, and it moves the plunger in and out. So if the plunger is out, it lets air. This is fresh air coming in. It comes in through that little spark arrestor filter there. Air goes in there. This is filtered air right here on top. So air comes in here, filtered. Goes through that hole, comes out this tube right here, runs over to here, goes in here. There's a divider in there with a hole in it, and this motor controls a plunger that regulates how much of this air gets past that divider into here. So if the computer wants the idle speed to increase, it pulls the plunger back, lets more air. There comes through that to this tube down here, goes into the intake here. This intake actually goes into a tube, comes up right through this curve right here, and dumps into the. Let me see if you can see it. If you look, I don't know if you can tell. You can't see it. There you can. Right down in there, there's a tube that dumps into this intake, so that below the throttle plate. So this is basically a computer controlled leak past the throttle. So it goes through here, goes through that device, and back in below the throttle. So it allows air to get past the throttle, and that's how it controls idle speed. All right, so like I said, this thing was greasy as crap, so I disassembled this whole thing, pressure washed the intake, and hand washed all the hoses, this thing, all the brackets, everything. Cleaned it all up, got the grease off of it. So this part is now assembled. So I'm ready to move to the next step, which I believe is the, let's see, I need to repair the, let's see. Now I'm put on the power steering bracket, alternator bracket, and I believe that's it on that side. So moving right along, this thing should be ready to put back in the boat in about another day. Thanks for watching.